Hi everyone, I hope you're okay, and I hope that the videos we keep uploading are helping you out. On this video guys, I'll be focusing on the fourth question from the May-June 2024 Mathematics Paper 2 exam. Please note that guys, all the other videos are already uploaded. And please guys, do share the playlist to your friends. I believe that knowing how to tackle exam-like questions will help you have an edge whenever you write your exam. So please do share the video to your peers guys, so that they may have the same edge as you do. And please do subscribe guys, just to help us grow the channel. Okay, in the diagram the circle centered at C is drawn, and then we are told that A and B are points on the circle and E is the midpoint of AB. Okay, they want us to find the coordinates of E, the midpoint of AB. So the coordinates of E will simply be x1 plus x2 all over 2, and then y1 plus y2 all over 2. That's equal to, I simply have negative 3 plus 5 over 2 and negative 3 plus 1 over 2. This will simply give me 1 and negative 1. So the coordinates of E, I have 1 and negative 1. Okay, and then now they want us to calculate the length of AB. They want us to find the length of AB, right? Leave your answer in set form. Okay, AB is basically x2 minus x1 squared, y2 minus y1 squared, and this will simply give us negative 3 minus 5 squared plus negative 3 minus 1 squared, and then square root of negative 3 minus 5 squared plus negative 3 minus 1 squared, that's 4 root 5. So the length of AB is basically equal to 4 root 5. And then now I'm supposed to determine the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. The perpendicular bisector of AB should be a line drawn from the center to the midpoint. Right, together, but that line will go like that, but okay, it's fine. We are focusing on the line from the center, drawn to the midpoint of AD, right? If we can find the gradient of line AB, we can simply find the equation of the line of the perpendicular bisector rather of AB. So the gradient of AB is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's negative 3 minus 1 over negative 3 minus 5. That's basically negative 4. That's negative 4 all over negative 8. That's just positive 1 over 2. So the gradient of AB is equal to positive 1 over 2. Therefore, the gradient of the perpendicular bisector will be equal to negative 2. Why? Because if I have two lines that are perpendicular and I know the gradient of one line, for me to find the gradient of the other line, I just need to flip the gradient that I have, flip it around, change the sign, flip it around and change the sign. Okay, so now I do know the gradient. I just want to find the equation. The equation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, but since I know the value of m, I'll simply substitute it over there. M is just negative 2. Are you together? For me to find the value of c, I just need to substitute an extra point on the line. The perpendicular bisector passes through point E, and point E is 1 and negative 1, right? So I know that y is negative 1 if and only if x is equal to 1. So therefore, the y-intercept will simply be equal to 1. So the equation of the perpendicular bisector, that's y being equal to negative 2x plus 1. Y negative 2x plus 1. Then now they want us to show that P is equal to negative 3. P lies on the perpendicular bisector, guys. Are you together? Because the line drawn from the center to the midpoint of a chord bisects the chord. So that's why C lies on the perpendicular bisector. So if I have my equation as y is equal to negative 2x plus 1, I can simply substitute over there. I will simply have the value of y is p, and then x is 2. I just want to know what is the corresponding value of x over there. So p will simply be equal to negative 3. So I now know that the coordinates of my center, I have 2 and negative 3. Okay, and then now I must show by calculations that the equation of the center is equal to that. For me to know the equation, I have to know the coordinates of my center and the radius of my circle. Are you together? But I don't have to calculate the radius if I have the points on the circumference or at the circumference. So I have x minus a squared y minus b squared being equal to r squared. Both a and b represents the coordinates of the center. So I have x minus 2. Since 2 is positive, I'll write it as minus 2 over there. And since y is negative, I'll write it as positive over there. This is equal to r squared. And then all I have to do is to just substitute any point at the circumference for me to find the value of r squared. If I substitute point B, I'll simply have negative 3 minus 2 squared plus negative 3 plus 3 squared is equal to r squared. Therefore, r squared will simply be equal to 25. I therefore know that the equation of a circle is basically x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equal to 25. But they didn't want us to leave our equation like this. They wanted us to leave it like this. So all you have to do is to just remove the brackets. Just remove the brackets. Yes, you'll open two brackets for this one. You'll end up having x squared minus 4x plus 4. You can open the two brackets over there as well. You'll end up having y squared plus 6y plus 9. This is equal to 25. So you have x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 6. 4 plus 9 is basically 13, is equal to 25. And then just bring the 25 to the other side. You'll simply have negative 12 over there. So these two equations, they represent the equation of my circle. And now I've proven that the equation of a circle is equal to this, because I was asked to prove. On the last question, they want us to calculate the values of t for which the straight line will not intersect the circle. Please note, guys, the relationship between a circle and a line, if the two intersect one another, it simply means delta for the intersection is greater than 0. If the two touch one another, a line is a tangent to the circle, it simply means delta for the intersection is equal to 0. Are you together? And then if the two are just far apart from one another, it simply means there's no intersection. And if there's no intersection, that means delta for the intersection has to be negative. Are you together? So the equation of my circle, I found it to be x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared. This was equal to 25. Are you together? For me to find the intersection, I just need to substitute y with tx plus 8. So this will be x minus 2 squared plus tx plus 8 plus 3 squared is equal to 25. Are you together? Now you only have one unknown variable, which is x. Are you together? And you are looking for the values of t. So all you have to do, guys, is to use our principles from the nature of roots. I know that delta for the intersection must be less than 0, but for me to be able to determine delta, I must have my equation to be in standard form. So I just need to, okay, this will simply be x minus 2 as well, all squared, plus, that's tx plus 11 all squared is equal to 25. You can open two brackets. For this one, you'll simply have x squared minus 4x plus 4. X squared minus 4x plus 4. And then over there, you'll simply have plus t squared times x squared plus 22tx plus 121. This is equal to 25. Are you together? Okay, and then let me try to group the like terms. I'll simply have t squared times x squared plus x squared, and then I'll simply have 22tx minus 4x, and then on the left hand side, 4 plus 121 will simply give me 125 is equals to 25. Okay, so over there I can take out a common factor, guys. Tx plus 1, the common factor will simply be x squared. Over there, if I take 22t minus 4, the common factor will simply be x, plus 125 minus 25, this will give me a positive 100 is equal to 0. Now I have my equation in standard form, right? So since, guys, I know that delta is basically equal to b squared minus 4ac, that means the value of a is anything in front of x squared. So a is basically t squared plus 1, b is 22t minus 4, and then c is just equal to 100. But since I want the values of t, so that this line over here will not intersect the circle, that means delta for the intersection must be equal to 0. Delta for the intersection must be not equal to 0, it must be less than 0 together, because it's equal to 0 if the line is a tangent. But right now we are focusing on a situation whereby both the circle and the line do not have contact to one another. Okay, but delta is equal to b squared minus 4ac, that's still less than 0. That's 22t minus 4 squared minus 4 t squared plus 1 multiplied by 100 less than 0. You'll open two brackets over there, guys, and then you'll end up having 484 multiplied by t squared, and then 22 times 4 times 2 minus 176 t plus 16, and then 4 multiplied by 100 is 400, and then negative 400 times t squared, that's negative 400 t squared minus 400 is less than 0. Okay, I'll simply be left with 84 t squared minus 176 t, and then 16 minus 400, this will give me a negative 384 being less than 0. I believe that I can divide each and every term by 4. Let me check. 176 divided by 4. Yes, it is divisible. So 84 divided by 4. This will simply give me 21 t squared. Let me write visibly. 21 t squared, and then 176 divided by 4. That's negative 44 t, and then 384 divided by 4. 96. And then you just need to find the two brackets. Let me not stress myself. Let me just go and use quadratic for me to find the factors. Negative minus a negative 44 plus the square root of b squared minus 4 AC. B squared minus 4AC over 2A. What's going on now? Okay, so I'll simply have 3t and 7t. This will give me 24, and then whenever I use minus, what do I get? I'll get a 4 there. Okay, this will be minus and plus, and therefore the critical values, guys, the critical values are t is basically equal to negative 4 over 3, and the other one, t, is equal to 24 over 7. I must obviously place the critical values on my number line. I have negative 4 over 3 as well as 24 over 7. Both of them are not included. I have plus, minus, and plus because the coefficients of t inside the brackets are both positive. I'm looking for anything that will give me a less than 0. Less than 0 simply means minus. On my number line, I can only see minus between the two critical values. Therefore, t must be between negative 4 over 3 and 24 over 7. That's how, guys, are supposed to tackle this thing over there. T is just a number between negative 4 over 3 and 24 over 7. I hope, guys, the video helped you out. Just stay tuned and wait for more videos. Thank you.